Hi, welcome. I'm Bett Bollhoefer, and this is a foundations class. We're going to work on opening the feet and strengthening the hips and the shoulders. So what you need for this class: belt, 2 blocks. Let's take 5 slow inhales to the nose. Exhale through the nose. You can maybe make a little noise. Slow down the breath. And then do one more. And really feel the weight of the legs being held to the planet with gravity. And then feel your sits bones secured to the ground. You can wiggle it around a little bit and feel them. And then feel the weight of your hands on your legs. And then let's turn our attention to the sounds. So there could be sounds in the room that you're in or outside. Just notice the sounds. And then we're going to do a little nostril meditation. So paying attention to the breath on the inhale around the nose. On the inhale, you're going to say the word so mentally. And on the exhale, say the word hum, just mentally. And feel the breath coming in. And then feel the breath coming out. And one more. And then let's check in with our emotional state. Notice if there's any emotions that are begging for your attention. And just notice where in your body you feel them. And if there's different emotions, take a moment for each to recognize and find them in your body. now turn your attention to your mental patterns and notice if there's any thoughts on your mind that you should be aware of. And now let's bring our hands to heart center, and we're going to set an intention for this practice. Specifically, how do you want to feel when you leave the practice today? And then we're going to do an Om. So we're going to exhale all the air out and then inhale together. Om. And then softly open the eyes. All right, so we're going to start with the feet and the toes. As we think about the platforms of the body, it's really critical for each of them to be strong and have range of motion. So let's start off with the toes. We're going to come into Dandasana, staff pose. Stretch the legs out in front of you, and then we're going to squeeze the toes together and then stretch them out. Squeeze and stretch. Inhale as you squeeze. Exhale as you stretch them. Bringing blood flow, strengthening the toes. And just notice if your toes are tight, if they feel stiff, maybe one foot feels more stiff than the other. Really pay attention to your toes. One more, and then we're going to point the toes away from us and pull the toes towards us. So now we're bringing our attention and work up into the ankle. So bringing the toes towards and away, and let's press away and exhale. Inhale towards us. And when you pull your toes towards you, you can even push through the heel, which is going to activate even the calf. And note the ankles, are they tight? All right, one more. And now we're going to do circles. So circling the toes, the feet around in one direction. And notice if there's anywhere on the ankle that feels tight or weak, and then let's reverse. Okay, great. So now we're going to work into the hips. So for this one, we're going to take our legs out into a big wide V, as wide as possible. And we're going to try to do this movement without using our hands. So we're moved from our feet and ankles up into the hips. And the hips can be very, very tight and weak. So we're going to take the right foot up near the sits bone. See how I notice it's a good foot outside the sits bone. And then I'm going to drop my knee towards the midline. And then I'm going to lift the knee up, no hands, and then I'm going to bring the foot out. Then we're going to do the same thing on the left hand. You can bring your hands to your shoulders so you're not tempted to use the hands to help. My foot is outside my sits bone. The knee is dropping towards the center. Then the knee comes up and the leg comes out. So we're going to inhale when we bring the foot in. Exhale as you drop the knee. Inhale the knee up. Exhale the leg out. Move at your own pace. Feeling the strength of your hips. All right, let's do one more on each side. And now we're going to take the leg straight out, and then we're going to lift the leg up, set it down, lift the leg. We're really pushing through the heel. That pushing through the heel activates the calf and the hamstring. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me. So I'm sitting straight up as possible. You can even put your hands behind you if you're falling over. And even if you're kind of leaning back a little bit because your hamstrings are tight, that's okay. Pushing through the heel. You may notice that you can only bring your foot up maybe even just an inch because the hamstring is very tight. So this is a dynamic workout of the hamstring. And the more you push through that heel, bring the toe towards you, the more you're going to activate the back of the leg. So inhaling up, exhale down. If you have a block, you can also bring your hands on a block behind you. All right, let's just do one more on each side. Awesome. Okay, this next one, it actually works really nicely if you have a wooden floor. I'm going to just demonstrate on my wooden floor. You can do it on a mat, but it's a lot easier if you have a wooden floor. So what we're going to do is take the legs out and in. And you want to bring the heel as close as you can to your sits bone with no hands. So now we're working the psoas, the front of the hip. So pushing the legs out and in, out and in. I highly recommend you wear socks for this. And if you are on a mat, I'll show you what it looks like. So you're just going to have a lot of friction. You can also lift the leg off the ground, the heel off the ground, which also works. It's just a lot easier if you have a nice wooden floor, which not everyone will have, unfortunately. Okay, so we're working the psoas here. All right, we're just gonna do one more on each side. Great. Then we're gonna come and lay down on our mat. I like to have a blanket behind my head. It's not required. And we are going to do a little flow. So stretching out the legs, we're going to bring the right knee into the chest, open it out to the right, press the right knee into the right hand. That's going to activate the inner thigh. Then we bring the knee into the chest, cross body, the knee goes into the left hand, stretching, and this is giving us a nice IT and glute stretch. Stretch through the right hand, keeping the shoulder on the ground if possible, and then bring the knee in, and then let that right leg extend long next to the left. Then bring the left knee into the chest, press the knee out to the left, pressing into the hand, activating the inner thigh, then bring the knee in, cross body, bringing the left knee into the right hand, stretching, doing a little twist. Again, I'm trying to keep my left shoulder on the ground to really maximize the twist. Then I'm bringing the knee in, and then I'm bringing the knee out. Let's talk about the breathing. Inhaling the knee in. Exhale whenever the knee is moving away from your face. You can move at your own pace. Remember to press the knee into the hand. All right, this is the last one on each side. Really press that knee into the hand. And you can shake out your legs, shake out your feet. So we're gonna actually shake our feet back and forth, windshield wiping the feet in and out for 1 minute. So you put your hands wherever feels comfortable and just feel which muscles are working here in the hips that makes this possible. Long, deep breaths. You can put your hands in your belly if you want to and feel the breath moving to the lower belly. All right, one more. Great. So we're gonna work on our hamstrings. If you don't have a belt, you can take your hands around the back of your thigh and press the leg away. If you do have a belt, you can wrap the leg, the foot in the belt, pressing the foot away. So you're trying to activate the back of the leg by pressing the foot into the hands or into the belt. You're pushing the leg away from your face. And try to slow down the breath, long, deep breaths into the lower belly. All right, one more breath. And then we're going to bring the leg out to the side. So if you don't have a belt, then you would lift and support the leg with your hand and press through the foot. If you do have a belt, it's just a little bit easier. You would wrap both sides of the belt into one hand. So the right leg is coming out to the right. The right leg is coming out to the right. You can bend your elbow to be a little more of a kickstand, either with the hand on the leg or the hand on the belt. And we're breathing long, slow, deep breaths, working on the inner thigh flexibility and strength. All right, one more deep breath here. And then we're going to take the leg across body. If you don't have a belt, you would just kind of support the leg with the left hand, letting the leg fall down. So the leg is not way up by your head. It's more likely a lot farther than on the inner thigh opener. If you do have a belt, you will be wrapping the foot in the belt, pressing the leg away from your face. And then stretch through the right hand. Long, slow, deep breaths into the lower belly. All right, one more breath. Then bring that leg up. Let that leg rest, and we're going to bring the left leg. So if you don't have a belt, you're going to wrap the thigh in the interlaced fingers, pressing the leg away from your chest and your head. And this is actually a nice little stretch on the shoulders. If you do have a belt, then just wrap the leg, the foot in the belt, with the arms wrapped as close to the foot as possible, pressing the foot away, which is an isometric opener on the back of the leg. So tight hamstrings are responsible for two platform issues. The feet can develop plantar fasciitis if we're not keeping the hamstrings nice and limber, and lower back pain and hip pain can happen if the hamstrings are tight. So keeping our hamstrings strong and supple is really important for both the feet and the hips. So this is a really, really fantastic stretch to incorporate multiple times in your week, at least 5, I would recommend. All right, we're going to take the leg out to the left. So the left leg out to the left. Press the leg into the belt or hold the leg up with your left hand. Either way. Stretching through the right arm. So when we press the foot away, we're activating the muscle. It's an isometric strengthener and releaser for the muscle. It's a very, very safe way to strengthen. All right, one more breath. And then we're going to do a cross-body twist. So taking the left leg cross-body to the right, either hold the leg up with your right hand. You can, again, bring the leg way further down on your body than you think. So my leg is almost, my left leg is very close to the right. It's really not up by my face. So you want to get a nice stretch, but not too much. You go 30 to 40% of your maximum stretch. Then take the left arm out, look over the left shoulder, keeping that left shoulder on the ground, and then press through the leg as much as you can to activate the IT band, piriformis, the glutes. All right, one more deep breath. And then let's just stretch the legs out. You can windshield wiper the feet again. Awesome. Okay, we're gonna do bridge pose. So if you have anything under your head, go ahead and remove it. Take your feet as wide as your hips, then brush your heels with your fingers. If this feels at all tight on the lower back, you can walk the heels away a few inches. And then we're gonna rest our head and just lift the hips 1 inch and then set them down. Let's lift the hips 2 inches, set them down very gently, rolling up into 3 inches, and then rolling down each vertebrae. And then let's go 4 inches up. Then inhale, exhale. You can even rock a little bit on the way down, massaging 5 inches up. And then coming down slowly. And let's go all the way up max and then interlace our fingers behind the hips underneath our glutes. And press into the feet, pressing the knees away, bringing the stretch all the way up into the chest. Let's do 5 deep breaths. And 5. Then come down very slowly, rocking back and forth, massaging your whole back as you come down. Ah, yes, excellent. We're gonna roll over onto our back, and you can make a little pillow with your hands, or if you have a blanket, you can make a little pillow and put your forehead on either your hand or your blanket. And then we're going to take the right hand and put it on our right glute, bend the right knee, and we're going to lift the leg up and stomp on the ceiling. So I have a right angle in my right ankle, and I'm lifting up, stomping on the ceiling, activating my glute. So your hand is here to just feel and make sure that you're really activating it. It's not lazy and sleepy. So let's do another one. Inhaling up, exhale down. Keep going at your own pace. And 10. Let that leg go, and you can stretch the feet and shake the hips out. Let's activate the belly to release any tension off the lower back. So press the toenails, the top of the toenails into the ground, press your pubic bone to the ground, and then activate your lower belly strongly. And this will take relief off or relieve any pressure on the lower back. And then let it go. Rest for a moment. Let's do it again, pressing the toenails into the ground, the pubic bone into the ground, and engage the lower belly. And then let it go. Shake out the hips. Let's do one more. Press the toenails, pubic bone, engage lower belly. And let it go. We're going to bend the left knee. Take your left hand, touch your glute, and make a right angle on the left ankle. And stomp on the ceiling. Lifting up as high as you can. And last one. Let the leg go. Shake out the hips. All right. Great work. We're going to come up into a neutral table. So if you do have a blanket, I recommend you put it under the knees so you have a nice soft thing underneath the knees. So come into a table. Hands are underneath the shoulders. Knees are under hips. And we're going to do a cat-cow. So taking the head, looking up, uncurling the tailbone. That's your inhale. Then exhale, let your forehead drop towards the pubic bone, tucking the tailbone under. And that's your exhale. And then go back and forth at your own pace. All right, one more. All right, wonderful. So we're going to work on our chaturanga. So chaturanga, aka a tricep push-up, is a really great way to strengthen the shoulders. So we're going to do them on our knees. If you are really great at chaturanga and don't need to do them on your knees, feel free to do it on your toes in a regular push-up position. So if you do have blocks, you can lift the ground towards you. So I'll show what it looks like. So you take 2 blocks, put them in the middle of your mat, right underneath your chest. Your thumbs are going to be coming right underneath basically the collarbones. And then I'm hugging my elbows in. The line of my elbow is pointed forward. And then I bend my elbows coming right back towards my ribs, lowering my body directly down and then lifting up. So that's what it looks like with blocks. I'll show you without blocks. You just want to lower as far as feels safe and then come up. The blocks are really just like a safety blanket. So let's exhale down, inhale up, just coming a few inches down. Only come down as far as you feel you can safely push yourself up. So you can only, if you just come 1/2 an inch, that's fine. That's better than falling down and then not being able to lift yourself up and getting an injury. Let's do 5 more. And 5. Great. So we're going to now work on a child's pose. So child's pose has the big toes touching, and then we bring the hands forward. The knees are really nice and wide. The hands come really far forward, and then put the forehead on the ground. And then we're going to take our palms together and bring the hands above the head. So this is a nice stretch on the shoulders. You can rock your hips back and forth. We're going to do 5 deep breaths here. And then coming up. So we're going to do a little flow. So coming back into your neutral table, we're going to take the right hand up into the sky, and then exhale, bring it down underneath the left elbow, armpit, into a thread the needle, and then we come back up and come down. So we're working on stretching out the shoulders here. And then come up, and we'll do the other side. So bringing the left arm up into the sky, exhaling down, thread the needle. Finish up the last one, and then come back into your pose, and then we're going to push back, tucking the toes under, and we're going to come into a squat. So squats can come in many forms. If you feel that you need a lot more support, you can bring the legs way out. You can also put your hands on blocks or some other kind of support system. So come into a squat that feels comfortable and sustainable, because we're going to hold it for a minute. All right, so as soon as you're all in, let's go. So let's talk about why squatting is my favorite thing ever. If you even just look down at your feet, you'll notice that this is a great foot workout. The whole foot is engaged. Blood is rushing down to the foot because it really is a very challenging pose for the foot. And anything we can do to bring blood flow and strength to our foot is a really good thing. And then your ankle, it's a very big stretch and big strengthener for the ankle. So you can look, I can see my ankles are twitching, squeezing the bone, making the bone stronger. Our calf muscle and shin are working hard right here. I can see them moving, undulating. This is a very strong bend on the knee. So the knee is getting a good workout. The hips and the quads, the hamstring, it's all working very hard. And now we have completed. So let's go ahead and stand. So coming up from a squat is another thing that's very challenging for folks. and really, really important to work on. All right, let's stand in Tadasana. So close the eyes, catch your breath, feel your heart racing. All right, so we're going to work on one standing pose, which is very challenging. But I think you should be able to do it. So this is much easier if you have a block, but if you have a wall nearby or a desk or something, chair, you can use that also. So I'm going to show you how to do it with a block, but be sure that if you wanted to bring a hand or something, have a hand nearby a wall, that's fine. So we're going to start off with our weight on the left foot. If you're going to use a block, you would bring the block right outside the left foot. So we're going to do Garudasana, eagle pose. We're going to bring the weight to the left, bring the right foot around, and either touch the block or wrap all the way around. That's very challenging. Once you get there, you're going to sink down, squeezing the inner thighs together, squeezing wherever your legs are touching or squeezing. Then we're going to take the arms out. We're going to bring the right arm across the body, capture it with the left, and you can either stay here or you bring the hands together. If you bring the hands together, I want you to lift the elbows up, push the hands away from your face, and then sink down. Let's just do 5 deep breaths here. Lifting the elbows higher, pushing the hands further. One more deep breath. And then stretch your wings out and fly. Fly, my little eagles. Very good. Very good. Shake it out. Shake, shake, shake. Okay. So now we're going to go to the other side. So again, if you want to use your block, if you have that, you can bring it out to the right, outside the right foot. Let's bring the weight onto the right foot, wrap the left leg around or touch the block, then sink down, squeezing the inner thighs together firmly, stretch the arms. Then we're going to take the left arm across, capture it with the right, either stay here or bring the palms together. Then sinking down, lifting the elbows up, pressing the hands away, 5 deep breaths. And 5, and then fly, fly, and shake it out. Awesome, great work. So we're gonna do one more standing pose, a warrior 2. So warrior 2 is a fantastic inner thigh strengthener. And what happens in our lives is we sit and these inner thighs get weak because the hips are directly forward. So the warrior 2 is external rotation, and then it's really putting a lot of strength in that inner thigh. So let's start at the top of our mat. Come onto the right foot, take a big step back with the left, bend the right knee. Make sure the alignment is correct between the heel and the arch. Then inhale the arms up. Press firmly into your mat, pressing the feet away from your face. Then squeeze the inner thighs together. Press this right knee towards the wall behind you. Let's do 5 deep breaths here. And 5. Whew. And then we're going to straighten the right leg and then just switch the feet around. So pointing the left toes out, bring the ankle into the right foot, then bend the left knee. The arms are still looking out. So you can look over the left hand, press the feet away, squeeze the inner thighs, press the left knee out towards the left. Let's do 5 deep breaths here in our warrior 2. and 5. Whew. Awesome. Straighten the left leg. Turn all the toes pointing the long side of the mat. Let's do wide-legged forward fold, letting the head drop. If you have blocks, you can bring your forearms onto the blocks. But if you don't, that's okay. Just let your head drop, putting your arms or hands wherever feels safe. Let's do 5 deep breaths here and a forward fold. And then we're going to come up, heel toe the feet in once or twice so that the knees are right over the ankles. And then we're going to come up into goddess. So you may need to adjust the feet so that the feet are underneath the knees. Then we're going to come up with strong biceps, make biceps, and we're going to go, yay! Coming down, yay! So we're doing a nice goddess, stretching through the hands. Yay! Coming down. Let's do 3 more. Yay! Yay! And last one. Yay! And then shake it around. Shake, shake, shake. Dance, dance, dance. Woo, 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 woo. Awesome. And shake out the whole body. Wonderful. Wonderful. All right, we're going to come on down to the grounds. That's the end of the hard work that we're doing today. And we're going to come into a pigeon pose. So if you don't do pigeon, you can do a figure 4 pose. If you do pigeon, I'm going to show you that momentarily. Let me first show you figure 4. So figure 4, you bring the right ankle up, thread your hands through the thigh, rest, and you can press the right knee away and just do some long deep breaths. If you're going to come into pigeon, we're going to start off in a table pose, bringing the hands underneath the shoulders, and then walk the right ankle up next to the wrist, the left wrist, walk the left leg back, and then come and lay down and rest your forehead. Long deep breaths into the lower belly. All right, take one more breath. And then slowly push yourself up if you're in pigeon. If you are in figure 4, just go ahead and switch legs. To get out of pigeon, we're going to walk the left knee up to the point of being under the hip, then bring the right leg back, bring the left leg up, walk the right leg back, and then come back down. And long, slow, deep breaths. And then slowly come up. Come out of your figure four and just come around onto your back, stretch out, and we'll do a little happy baby. So bring the outside of the foot into the hand and then rock back and forth. Just feeling your back decompress, if anything aggravated it today. As we got into the platforms, the feet and ankles, the hips and the shoulders. Building a strong foundation is really important, especially as we're going into a new year. It's very important to start with a strong foundation. So strengthening and working on mobility of these foundations of our body is very important. And then when you're ready, you can go ahead and stretch out and just rest and do a little mini Shavasana. So Shavasana is really not optional. It's actually very, very important because it lets our body integrate all the things we just did. So taking the time for Shavasana is actually really critical. So let's all just lay here. We're gonna do 3 physiological sighs, which is a 2-part inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. On the inhale, feel yourself floating. On the exhale, sinking into the ground. And now just rest. I'm going to read to you from Pema Chodron as you lie in your Shavasana. The path of the Bodhisattva warrior. Wherever we are, we can train as a warrior. The practices of meditation, loving kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity are our tools. With the help of these practices, we can uncover the soft spot of the bodhicitta, the tenderness of the awakened heart. We will find that tenderness in sorrow and in gratitude. We will find it behind the hardness of rage and in the shakiness of fear. It is available in loneliness as well as in kindness. Many of us prefer practices that will not cause discomfort. Yet, at the same time, we want to be healed. But the bodhicitta training doesn't work that way. A warrior accepts that we can never know what will happen to us next. We can try to control the uncontrollable by looking for security and predictability, always hoping to be comfortable and safe. But the truth is, we can never avoid uncertainty. That not knowing is part of the adventure, and it's also what makes us afraid. The bodhicitta training offers no promise of a happy ending. Rather, this I, who wants to find security, who wants something to hold on to, can finally learn to grow up. The central question of the warrior's training is not how do we avoid uncertainty and fear, but how we relate to discomfort. How do we practice with difficulty, with our emotions, with the unpredictable encounters of an ordinary day? And with that, let's do 3 more physiological sighs. Wiggle fingers and toes. Let's bend the knees and press the thigh bones away. And then rock the hips gently. You can bring the knees in, doing a circle. And then the other way. And then stretch the legs and arms. And then roll over on the side. And thank yourself for coming to yoga today. And when you're ready, you can push yourself up to sit. And we'll do a check-in, the aftermath of our practice. Bring the hands together. Close the eyes and just check in with the mental state and the emotional state. See if there's a shift. Let's remember our intention. And then exhale all the air out and inhale together for an Om. Om. And may the benefits of this practice benefit you and everyone you meet. Namaste. So I'm Bett Bollhoefer. This is one of the many yoga classes I have on my YouTube channel. Check out all the different classes. I have playlists with breath work for things specifically for shoulders and hips, back pain, all kinds of different things that are very targeted. I have chair yoga. If you enjoy this, please click like, subscribe, and share with a friend. Thank you so much. Namaste.